the White House playing favorites, and are you one of the favorites, or are you getting the short end of the stick? We report, you decide. As you know, the health care law sets up new rules for businesses. It was supposed to cover everybody, but now Health and Human Services is giving some businesses a pass. HHS is handing out 111 waivers, exempting the companies from having to comply with some of the new rules. Now, why would they do that, and why don't you get a special deal? Republican Senator John Barrasso joins us live. He's also an orthopedic surgeon. Good evening, sir, and welcome back to Washington.
Thanks for having me.
All right, I'm just curious, of these 111 who got waivers, does any one of those not have a lobbyist?
Well, you think they have lobbyists, they have lawyers. I mean, that's the real problem with this, is for the average business just trying to provide insurance for their employees. How do they do it? And it's only when companies say, hey, we're going to pull out of this, we're going to stop doing this, then the White House kind of waves the white flag and said, okay, we'll help. But the problem is, Greta, that the Secretary of Health and Human Services, Kathleen Sebelius, she's judge, jury, and Lord High Executioner.
Well, why do these 111 get waivers? What is it that they tell the White House or HHS so that they get the waivers? And what are they getting a waiver from? Yeah,
well, and it's 1.2 million people who are covered under these. And it's McDonald's, it's Red Lobster, it's Olive Garden, but also some very small companies, so that they don't have to provide the level of insurance, the high level. The president said, well, there won't be anything for any caps on how much insurance. Well, these things called mini-meds that a lot of fast food places provide for their employees. It covers a small amount. It's low premiums, low coverage, but not the sky's the limit.
So they were providing something to their employees, and the new law came along, and the new law says you have to apply more. You have to give more.
Not good enough.
Not good enough. So they were going to say, okay, then we're not going to do any of it and throw it into the pool, throw these people into the pool.
That's what they said.
And so then the government thought, oh no, we want these people to be in. We don't want them to go into the pool. So we're going to give them exemptions so they don't have to provide the coverage that the rest of the nation was getting.
Yeah, and 3 states even offer these programs, these mini-meds, because they think, it's better than nothing. So now Obama and the administration is saying, well, okay, we'll give you a 1-year waiver. And for 111 companies, they have a 1-year waiver. But at a
then
time
what's supposed to happen in a year?
Well, then they have to go back and once again beg the White House for another waiver for an additional year, and that's the problem with all of this. This is supposed to be the Health Care Patients' Bill of Rights. Now they have to get amnesty from the Bill of Rights, and they have to get exemptions from a Bill of Rights. I mean, this is absolutely ludicrous.
I mean, there are several interesting aspects to this. One is the whole business you raised about amnesty, but the other thing, too, is that the whole point of this was that everyone's going to have pretty much the same thing. Pretty much the same deal. It was supposed to be pretty fair. Everybody gets the same deal. And now we find out that the ones that these companies, whether it's a good reason or not a good reason, that 111 very big companies are getting waivers, meaning they're getting a special deal. And it is in fact true that out of the 111, they do have lobbyists or lawyers, so that someone sitting at home who's got a business with 51 employees, which is maybe a small business in some community, doesn't get this because he or she can't afford a lobbyist to get into the 111 waivers.
Well, some of these are actually some small companies, but there is a whole new set of regulations that's going to come out, and they've already said, and we're going to have to offer a lot of waivers on that as well. Now, some of these are labor unions, some are insurance companies, and some are businesses. But across the board, it is absolutely unfair. And unless you have access to the White House, from whatever way you got it, whatever friendships you have there, unless you have that access, you're not going to get a waiver.
What does the White House say to this, do you think?
Oh, they think it's improving quality, but we know this is a law that's banned.
No, but I mean, why did these people get the waiver?
Yeah, because it sounds like they want to just try to allow people to keep insurance that they have, which was the president's original promise. He said, if you have what you like, you can keep it. But what we now know is that 80% of people who are small businesses who get their insurance through work are not going to be able to keep what they have unless you have a special friend at the White House who'll give you a waiver.
Senator, thank you, sir.
Thank you.